everyone, Karen here, and today I'm revisiting Class 2 from Craftaganza at Home. Now, to review what I had done before, I had made this card using the camera from Class 2, and instead of using it as a shaped card, I just used it as a topper in this card here, and this was the picture frames that were in there. And instead of putting in a photo, I just went ahead and put the Lady Through the Ages in there to make it a little bit more generic. Now today, I want to make a photo album because we're going to Dallas. And so I wanted something to put some pictures in. So I'm going to do it in Purple and the Berry that Crafter's Companion uses. And I already have everything cut out. So I have 12 of these templates for the camera. And these I've already cut in half. But I have all the circles cut out for the lens. I have picture frames cut out here. I cut out the pieces to make the camera. I have some stars, which I'll save for when I put the pictures in there. And these are the pieces to put on the front of the camera. And these are the ones that you had to cut by hand that there wasn't a die for. Alright, so let's get started by cutting this in half. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I am going to cut this at, I believe it is 3 3/4 inches. I'm going to make sure this is straight. I'm going to cut this down the middle. And now I want to make sure they're the same as the other ones I cut. So I just want to make sure that there is a nice straight edge here and everything matches up. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm just going to line it up here. And, oh, that's a little too low. And there. So now I have 12 pieces with a nice clean edge on top. Alright, so I'm going to take one of these to make the front. And it's going to be decorated like a camera. And then the inside pieces, I can use these photo frames. And they will fit too, just like that. Or, I also have a frame which I cut to 4 1/2 by 2 3/4, and then I use the nexting die down to cut out a frame. So that will also work if I have one big picture. So I have all those set for when I take pictures, but first I want to make the cover. So to make the camera, you have to have a piece of paper which you cut by hand, which is 2 by 5. And then I just went and cut 2 strips, just little slivers. I didn't measure them at all. I just cut teeny tiny little slivers. And these are going to go here. So I'm going to get this glued down. So I'm going to start here with the 2 by 5. Will go in the center here. And I want that flush, and if it sticks out a little bit on the other side, I can just trim that off when I'm finished. There we go. Alright, so now the tricky part are these little strips. So I'm going to use the glue in my fine tip bottle, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across here. These are probably smaller than 1/8 of an inch. I just held the paper off the edge of the trimmer, and I just cut a tiny little piece off. I didn't even bother to measure it. And we'll put this across to here. Because once we have all the decoration on here, it doesn't really matter. Alright. Now I will put the other piece on the bottom here. Like so. now while that dries, I'm going to bring in all the circles here. Now remember, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the center. So I started off with black, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I got lighter with each one. So we're just going to glue these together. And just put that in the center. For this, I can go back to my regular bottle of glue. And we'll go to the next circle. And that will slide in the middle. And we'll do the next one. Goes there, and then this one in the front. And this in the middle. And this is just the stamp, and we used that in class, so that was just this stamp here. And I'm not going to use any of the Say Cheese, Click, Smile, or Snap right now. I may go back after I take all the pictures in Dallas and I may add those in, but for right now I'm just making the basic empty. So this is hanging off just a little bit here. So I'm just going to trim this. Here we go. It's all nice and straight now. Now this will go in the center. And because this is going to be a photo album, I'm not even going to bother raising any of this up on foam or anything. I'm just going to make this flat. So I think that will be fine for a photo album. Alright, so now for the button, we have white and black circles. So I'm going to do a black circle and a white circle in the middle. I'll just put a little dab here. Put that circle on. Slide that to the middle. There we go. Okay, now this we'll put over on this side. And I will put the little black button next to it, like that. Over here is this square here. That is supposed to be like your flash. Put a little glue down here. There. And a little dab for that. And some glue over here for this. And that is done. Oh, I almost forgot this piece here. Alright, this little piece here goes on the top. Turn this sideways. And lay that down. There we go. And then there was also, under the flash, we have this long piece here. And this little piece here. do the long piece first. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on here. And lay that down. Scoot that down a little bit. It's a little crooked. There we go. And a little spot there. Straight. It does not want to cooperate. There we go. It is still pretty crooked over here. Let me pull this up. Glue that. Get that straight. There we go. Now that's straight. And I believe that is all the pieces. Now if we want to put a couple little stars on here, we can. I have a purple star. I have some darker raspberry ones. I could do this. Put some glue back here. That one over here. I'll put one of these shiny ones over here. And put this little one down here. If we want, we can put another heart in the middle. And now that puts 4 in here, so I'm feeling like I need to put one more star over here someplace. Put one over here. And I think another small one over here. There we go. Alright, so our cover is done. Now, let me get my scoreboard so we can do the pages. Alright, so let's put this in the scoreboard. This is going to be a lot of rinse and repeat here. So what I want to do, I think the easiest way to do this would be to line this up here, because I don't think that's going to be on an exact line. Well, maybe it is. It is on the 3/8 line. I'm going to come across and come down the 3/8 line and put a score line on each and every one of these pages. There we go. That is done. Alright, let's get these all in order here, all going in the same direction. Get all these folded. And there we go. Okay. So now we're just going to start gluing these together. I think I'll use Colo glue for this. I do have my last precious bottle here. Now before we get carried away, let's make sure we are gluing them in the right direction. So I want to have the little lens piece over here on the left hand side. So we'll just put some glue and stack. stack. This is, again, is going to be a lot of rinse and repeat. Glue and stack. And here's the last one. There we go. Alright, now Caldwell glue takes a second to set up. So I'm going to grab a clip and I am going to let this dry for a moment and leave it be. Okay, this is now starting to set, so now I can touch it. So now what I want to do is I want to score this one too, but I'm going to go ahead and just fold it. And I'm going to glue this cover to the front. Same thing, line it all up, pinch the top together. So now we have a photo album. Now we'll have to see here is, do I have to score? Yeah. I should have scored. See, I didn't try this ahead of time. So I just got this idea in my head. Should have scored the little light here, but that is no big deal because I'm just going to come here and I am just going to bend these back. Oh, this is not grabbing it. I can take each one of these papers, bend that back. There we go. All right, and I'm going to need to let this set for a minute. So I'm going to put this clip back on here and just leave it be. All right, so now that I've been looking at this and this is drying, I've decided that not gluing the little piece that sticks up here that's supposed to be the flash is going to make a catch point. So, and it's just going to be in the way. So what I've decided is I want to go back and glue those pieces together, and that is easy enough because since they're not attached, I'm just going to put a little glue in there, go through each page, and put some glue, and attach them all together like that. I think that will make this a little bit more stable, and now it won't catch. So once this dries, this will now open up like this. Yeah, that's much better, doing it that way. Now we have all these pages to put pictures in. There we go. Just like that. Now, when I start getting my pictures, I can open this up. Now you can put pictures on the top and the bottom if you want to. You can put a frame like this, a frame like this, slide your pictures in here, and you can have a big one up here. Now just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to put, let's see, where's the front and the back? I'm just going to put glue along the bottom here, just so you can get an idea. And I'll leave it open so I can slide my pictures in. And then these two can be down here like this. I'll just put a little glue down here. And a little glue down here, so I'll be able to slide my pictures underneath. Like this. And then you can take your stars and decorate your pages. I think my hands are more sticky than the glue is. Alright, there we go. And put a little star over here. Maybe a heart. And just go on from there and just decorate all your pages. And then we can fill them up with all the pictures we take in Texas. So I hope you enjoyed this third look at class number 2. If you did, give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, stay crafty.